Yo, what is up? What is happening? Hope everybody's doing well. So, we've got some Alliance War. Now, always feel like Brian Grant was a great example of somebody who was uploading Alliance War videos to really to help himself out and help the community out. It was never like he never really uploads anything that's bragging, and I always respected that. So I feel like I will, I'll follow that path. I think that's a good path to follow. In that you don't upload these Alliance War videos to kind of show off. You upload the Alliance War videos to kind of, show what happens in Alliance War. You can learn, I can learn stuff from it. Maybe you guys can learn from my mistakes. So, with that said, let's get into it. Put on a bunch of boosts as normal. Put on an invulnerability boost because I know this is going to be a Kingpin. Now, the way I've fought Kingpin on this several times, and I've figured out a very solid way to play him. First things first is we're going to build up as many poisons as we can. It wasn't working out necessarily in the beginning, but you parry, but he always shrugs it off. So it's best just to bait heavies with this big guy. Don't risk, because once he shrugs that off, his AI is really smart. He will punish you or parry you, or it's really difficult to get your in. So we're just going to kind of be patient here. If we want to get our heavy off, we are just going to do it after his heavy. So we get that power drain. As you can see, working out, we don't get 2 crit. The 2-second crits, I only do a little bit of damage, but actually, luckily, he threw his L2. Now look, see? He wore that off right at the end. Luckily, I had that invulnerability boost, but I didn't heed my own warning there. But invulnerability boost made it so I didn't take any damage, so we're good there. But you can see he shrugged that off at the last second. I thought I was safe. Like, I waited until the last second. And I was about to go in to finish him off, and he just managed to get that parry up, which is pretty remarkable. I've noticed, you're going to see in not this fight, but the next fight that, I don't know, maybe it was my mistake. Probably was my mistake, but we'll see. Anyways, fight at hand is a mutant. We're just going to bring myself up to full health. I've used a lot of items because my first 2 fights I actually took a lot of damage. So I had to use some pots to bring myself up to full. Just some stupid mistakes. Anyways, so we're going in here with Archangel, or going against Archangel. Actually, when I saw him, I kind of cringed a little bit. If you make a mistake on Archangel, you're straight up dead. There's no way around that. You're just dead. So when I saw him, I was like, oh, all right. He always does a double hit on his dash. So you evade and then either be prepared to block or take it. So with his L2, I didn't try to evade it. I just let Starkey take the wheel and let the chips fall as they may. So that was that. 2 pretty easy fights. Now let's get into the next fight. Okay, so going on in here, we've got a 4-star tech. I thought this was going to be Infinity Man Iron War. They had 3 of them in BG3. And I was like pretty certain, like, why would there be a 4-star here? Sentinel was in the back of my mind, but I don't know. I thought it was going to be Infinity Man, and it's Sentinel. And I'm like, okay, cool, no worries, right? The way I play Sentinel is I always punish his L1. I punish his L1 in AQ. In my last war, I fought a 5-star on this node, and I punish his L1 there, totally fine with Starkey. So let's just watch, right? So normal stuff, snag that L1 there. Basically with Starkey, if you do an auto evade on the special, it's a lot more difficult to punish, right? But you're going to see that I'm doing very normal evades, and I don't know, man. Just watch. Okay, so normal evade, punish. Totally fine. At this point, I feel very good about the fight. I'm already halfway down. It's only been 50 seconds. He does build up full analysis, but I'm not worried. And he gets a parry in. So he's at 100, he's at full analysis, and then all of a sudden he gets a parry on me. And that was the same exact thing that I've always done. I'm a little like, how did he get that parry up so fast, okay? So I do block a hit at that, so I'm like, okay, I was late on that, and he got a dex on me, okay? And you're going to see, they're not auto evades. I'm doing normal evades. Normal dexes. Okay, so I want to bait out one more L1, and I'm like, you know what? I can punish this, okay? So he gets one off, and I'm like, oh god, see, it was a totally normal dex. Why is he punishing me? I could not understand what's happening. So obviously, I mean, I can't blame the game. This is my fault. I guess you can't punish his L1 all the time. Maybe it's just with Starkey, but like there I saw the auto evade, my auto evade, and it was fine, but then I parried him, but his analysis shuts down my ability, and I took the L. And what a stupid death. Like, I just felt, yeah, I felt bad about that one. Because even if he was parrying my L1, like, okay, so what? Like, stop trying to punish the L1. Like, change your game plan. I think that's something I need to get better at. And that is, if your game plan isn't working, you need to adapt. You need to change your style. You can't just keep, hitting it harder and harder and hoping it'll work. You gotta adapt. So that's definitely a learning experience for me. That if for some reason, these AIs in war at this level are tweaked pretty tight. So it definitely very well could be in this very specific situation. Punishing Sentinel's L1 is risky. Like maybe you'll get it sometimes. Maybe he'll get the parry up. Okay, so let's check out the next fight. Okay, so we've got a 6-star skill. I've already fought the 6-star Kingpin, so I was thinking this is either going to be Thor Rags or Killmonger. So I had to calm down. That's my 3rd death with Hateful Eight. So. And it was a death. I don't like that. But can't let the ego get in the way. Sometimes you make mistakes. You just got to make sure to learn from them. Okay, so going on in here with Iceman, it's a fresh start. This is a pretty easy node when you see skill there, especially when it's Thor Ragnarok. I'm just going to bait out heavies. No real flashy gameplay here. Only thing you have to be aware of is his power gain at 20 hits. Now, the thing I'm thinking at this point is if I use Iceman's L2, I do lose my ice armor. So what I want to do is use an L1. It doesn't really matter if it hits or not. I just want to use it. So I kind of thought I might be able to intercept him. He might charge into it. So I use that L1 here because I want to stop the power gain, but I want to keep my ice armor. So that was kind of where my head was at there. Now it's just a matter of cycling through his specials, baiting out those L1s and possibly L2s, keeping an eye on his hit counter. Thor Rags. Oh yeah, one thing about Thor Rags is you really have to try not to intercept him. He does have a chance to auto block and parry you. I do have a safeguard with Iceman's ice armor if that does happen. But I think I should be all right. That's what I was thinking. I had calmed down from the Sentinel fight, which was, like I said, a learning experience. Yeah, throws that L2, and now I'm on cruise control here. I'm going to bait out another heavy. He throws a medium at the end, no big deal. He should be going down in now. Yeah. So we ended up taking this war, which felt good. I know we lost our last one to Omni, so it felt good to bounce back and take this one. Got to give a shout out to BG. Got to give a shout out to BG2. They died once in the entire war, which is something that we should be all striving for. Yeah, definitely super, super awesome. So I'd have to say my gameplay was actually great. I liked my Kingpin fight. I liked Archangel because I didn't make a mistake. And Sentinel started out well, and then I got flustered, and that's, I got to learn to shift my game plan if my initial one isn't working. And then the Thor Ragnarok fight was great too. One thing I do have to learn from the first two fights, just because they're diversity nodes, doesn't mean you shouldn't take them seriously. Now I didn't die, of course, but I had it went Punisher and then Bishop, and with Punisher I ate an L2 on an unblockable L2 with Stark Spidey. He didn't bleed me, so I didn't take nothing too bad there. And then Bishop got some hits on me that were really stupid. So I think I'm going to start shifting my game plan to where the first two diversity nodes, I actually use small boosts, and then with the last 5 push, I use big boosts. So that's kind of where my head's at right there, just because I get this thing where I get the jitters for the first 2 fights, so I'd like a little bit of breathing room with those small boosts just to kind of pad my entry into the fight. All right, guys, so I hope you guys like this video. Yeah, I'll check you later. Peace!